Hey there, Shaz. Do you want to start selling on Amazon, but you don't know whether you should do FBA or FBM? Well, as a beginner, it can be super overwhelming and very confusing to which path you should take, especially since there are about 3 million active Amazon sellers today. Now, to put it in perspective, from those 3 million active Amazon sellers, 57% of them only do FBA, while 34% of those 3 million actually do both FBM and FBA. So to put it in perspective, 2 out of 5 Amazon sellers do both FBA and FBM. Now, both strategies actually provide so much value and benefits, and it all comes down to what kind of business you want to create in the long run. So in this video, I'm going to be breaking down the main difference between FBA and FBM, the pros and the cons, which include which seller gets the Prime badge and which one makes the most sales, which one is more expensive to do, meaning more fees, and packaging and labeling requirements in each side. Now, if you do stick until the end, I will be showing you different products, a small product versus a big product, and why it would be more beneficial to do FBA or FBM. That way you can get that gold nugget and kind of have a good perspective on what kind of products you're going to be selling and which route would be best for you. Now, I have created an Amazon beginners playlist, and this video is going to be added to it. So if you want to go ahead and subscribe and hit the like button, I would be extremely grateful, because I am not going to charge anyone for an Amazon course, but instead I'm only going to be bringing you value, and it's all free if you just hit the like button, subscribe, and even leave a comment. And with all of that being said, let's get to the video. Now, if this is the first time you're seeing me, I started Amazon in 2017 as a broke college student, and I was doing it as a side hustle, which eventually led me to today, and I've done it full time, which has allowed me to buy this property that I currently have, and of course pay for my schooling and be able to provide the lifestyle I desire. Now, with that being said, I want to let you know that if I can do it without taking any course, you can do it as well. I'm going to break this into two sections. I'm going to be explaining FBA, then FBM. I'm not going to be combining them because I don't want to confuse you. That way you have a clear picture of each one. Now, what exactly is FBA? Well, it is fulfillment by Amazon, meaning that as a seller, you're going to find inventory, buy it, then go ahead and send it to the Amazon warehouse fulfillment. From there, Amazon takes care of everything else. Now, the biggest perk about this is you kind of have a little bit hands off once the inventory is at the Amazon warehouse, because they are responsible in picking and storing that item in their warehouse, shipping it, packing it, and of course dealing with customer service and returns. Now that I explained the responsibility of an FBA seller, I want to go ahead and break down the pros and the cons, and I'm gonna go ahead and start with the pros. One of the greatest benefits of sending your inventory to the Amazon warehouse is you get the Prime badge. If you have not noticed, the reason why Amazon is able to ship those items in less than 2 days is because those products are in a warehouse near you. Since our inventory is in that warehouse close to you, we get that Prime badge, meaning that you're gonna get it in 2 days. This increases our sales, mainly because with FBM they don't really get the Prime badge, they have to ship it themselves. Now, of course, they can get it, but it's very, very strict. But with us, since we have all the inventory there ready to be shipped, our sales are quicker than what it is with FBM, which leads me to the buy box. Now, if you don't know what the buy box is, when you are about to buy something and you're going to go ahead and click buy now, that little square on the right side that shows you the pricing is what the buy box is called. Now, if you haven't noticed, there is multiple Amazon sellers on that buy box. If you go ahead and click on this section right there, which I'm going to show you right here, you're going to be able to see that this is where you get the different pricings from different people. But as you notice, some of them says from Amazon, and others have a different name because they are FBM sellers. Since your products are in the fulfillment center, it's way more convenient and easier and quicker for Amazon to execute, that sell than it is with an FBM seller. So they're going to give you more the buy box to you, because the buy box rotates the sellers, you know, they're going to show one seller to one person, and then someone else who's buying the same product will get another seller with a different price or different location. So the buy box rotates, but it's going to be more pushed to Amazon FBA Prime badge sellers. Now, the main reason why a lot of people do FBA is because you can actually grow this business into a six-figure business because of the fulfillment center, where you already have Amazon workers executing, you know, packing, shipping, dealing with customer service, and you get to just focus on finding profitable products. So you're basically hands off, which leads you to be able to grow your business. Another reason why people do Amazon FBA is because we don't have to deal with customer service. So if something went wrong and, you know, they had to call Amazon, we don't get that phone call. We pay an Amazon fee, you know, to have it stored in the fulfillment, but it also includes everything, the shipping, the packaging, even the customer service. So that's one of the greatest things if you want to have your time back. Now, the last benefit is storage. If you are someone who wants to work from home and you want to quit your 9-to-5 job, you don't have to worry about storing your inventory at home, right? Of course, if you're doing online arbitrage and you are not using a third party to prep and pack your products, you can do that as well. By the way, you have to pay around $1 to $2 for someone else to prep and send it to the warehouse, but that's another video. But for now, if you are doing online arbitrage or retail, you can go and, you know, prepare and package those products to be sent to the warehouse, but you don't have to store it for 30 days or 2 months at your house, which is one of the greatest benefits, because if you want to work from home, this is ideal, right? You don't want to have all this products at your home or buy or get a warehouse to store your products, right? Now, of course, there are different ways you can expand your business by doing what I just said, you know, hiring the third-party company that does prep for $1 for each product. But that, of course, is something that you would want to do later on once you start actually getting revenue and, you know, getting $2,000, $5,000 per month. Then you can start utilizing these third parties to be able to do that. And all you gotta do is find the products. I'm gonna start with the worst thing when it comes to being an Amazon FBA seller, the fees, right? We pay the fees of storing, having Amazon fulfill our product, you know, shipping it, packaging, storing it, customer service. We pay them a small fee for that, which can eat up your profits. So this is where a lot of people actually lose money, because they don't really know how to calculate, you know, how to take those expenses out, you know, the fulfillment fees, the monthly storage fees, and then the fee that they paid for that product, right? So they're not left with a lot of a profit at the end. But don't worry, I'm gonna make videos on how you can actually calculate this and how to be able to get good profit. But that is one of the greatest downfalls of being an Amazon FBA, is you pay for a huge premium to have it stored at the warehouse. For example, you see here in the month of January to September, the standard size fee for, you know, storing it monthly is 75 cents per cubic foot, depending on how big your product is. And then oversized is 48 cents per cubic foot. And then, of course, from October to December, it changes. And I'm going to explain why. Q4 is one of the most lucrative quarters to sell on Amazon because of the holidays. Christmas, right? Black Friday. Everyone is shopping. Everyone is spending their money. Everyone is using Amazon this quarter. So of course, the prices, you know, to store your products at the Amazon warehouse is going to go higher. So just keep that in mind, that you're going to be paying a little bit higher premium to store your products there. But this is where you make the most money. So right here it shows $2.40 per cubic foot, and then if it's an oversized product, it is $1.20 per cubic foot. Now that is the monthly storage fee. So if your product does not sell you know, after 30 days, they're gonna start charging you that. But you do have a standard fee that you have to pay when just sending your product there. And as you see, it can vary depending if it's non-apparel or apparel. So it can depend, but most of the time when you are, you know, uploading the products, or you're using apps to like Scoutify 2, then you're able to see how much you're going to pay for fees, because most products already have like the weight and the size, so they can already estimate how much you're going to be paying, which can show you whether you can make profit or not. Another downside is you don't have access to that inventory unless you pay, for them to return it back to you. So this is something very crucial, especially if you did something wrong, which is another con: packaging and labeling. They are very strict. They want you to wrap bubbling around anything that is glass because they don't want it to break. They want you to, if it's shirts, hats, put it into those plastic bags, and then, everything has to be prepped the way they want it. That way, when it's stored at the warehouse, keep in mind that the warehouse is dirty. By the way, I used to work at the Amazon warehouse when I turned 18, so I know how it looks inside there, right? Think of it like a warehouse, but a library. You know how there's different sections of shelves? It's like that, but the sizes are this big. So there is no one in there, cleaning every single shelf because no one, needs to do that. They do clean the restrooms, the floors, anything that needs to be cleaned, but they're not gonna clean unless something broke in there that has liquid. They're gonna go ahead and clean that up. But remember, it is dirty at the warehouse, so you need to follow the rules. If not, you're gonna be waiting longer for those products to sell because they're gonna go ahead and return that because you are not following their requirements. Wow, that was a lot. Now we're gonna go to FBM. Now, FBM is fulfilled by merchants, and when someone says merchant, that is you. You as a seller, you're a merchant. This is ideal for someone who has a business where they've already established a brand, or you're doing private labeling, or you are just someone who does have a lot of storage, or you are someone who is selling big pieces of products like furniture, or those basketball like hoop things. If you're selling big products, you're gonna be paying a huge fee by storing that at the warehouse. So ideally, many Amazon sellers do both FBA and FBM when it comes to selling big products like the basketball hoops. Now, when it comes to FBM, you're going to be listing those products on the Amazon website, just like an FBA seller. Now, the only difference here is, as an FBM, you are actually packaging, shipping, prepping, sending those products to the customer directly. You don't have the luxury of storing your products at the Amazon warehouse. You have to do all the work. You don't get any customer service, and it's just all hands on. Now, this is ideal for a lot of people, so don't put a bad lighting on it. And you never know, maybe if you do find big products, you might just store it in your garage and just wait for someone to buy it, and then you go ahead and ship it. Now, like I said in the beginning, you can actually be an FBM and get the luxury of doing Prime, but you do have a lot of strict guidelines you have to follow. So I want to go ahead and break that down. As you see here, the SFP requirements, which is the seller fulfillment prime, you have to ship over 99% of those orders on time. It has to be the same day handling for orders placed, and you have to have a rate less than 0.5%. You have to match the Amazon buying shipping services. You basically have to do everything Amazon is doing as efficiently as possible. Now, a lot of FBM sellers are actually really good at this, especially if you have, those big products that actually create a lot of profit. So just be mindful of that. One of the greatest pros is you're going to save so much money. You're not going to pay for any Amazon FBA fees if you are selling huge products, right? And there's so many different types of huge products, whether it is, rice cookers, whether it is a basketball court thing, tennis courts, furniture, anything that is huge. You can actually save more money by storing it in your house or a warehouse or at your business location than it is to store it at the Amazon warehouse. Now, if you are a small brand, this is going to give you more control of your inventory. You're able to actually have it all hands on, because when you do send stuff to the Amazon fulfillment center, you have zero control. You're not able to go into the warehouse and be like, hey, let me see my products. You can't do that, right? You just can't. So when you do Amazon FBM, you have, hands-on with your inventory. So if you want to change some things up, you want to add some stickers, notes in there, you have the opportunity as well. Another pro is you can actually take over the customer service and be able to deal with your customers the way you want to. I personally have called Amazon for a order where I wanted to return because my jar was actually broken when I received it. Yes, I broke my mom's jar, so I had to buy one for her. She can go ahead and tell you that. So I had to call the Amazon seller, and he was an FBM seller. The cool thing is that they are more accessible. They are able to, you know, do your reimbursement, return it, send you a new one right away, right? Because if you do this with Amazon and you do it, you know, by calling their customer service, they have to go through a whole process of either returning your money. But if you want the same product and you don't want your money returned because, you know, it broke when it shipped, it's a longer process, right? The returns are longer, you're getting your reimbursements longer, you have to deal with, you know, being on the phone for a couple of hours. So when it comes to FBM, you have the access and ability to speak one-to-one with your customer and build that relationship, especially if you are someone who is selling handmade products or you're selling things that you create, you know, or you're a private label. So building this customer relationship is really huge if you are someone with a brand that you want to protect and you want to actually be able to deal with those customers. Now let's go ahead and go with the cons. We're gonna go with the first one, and this one's pretty sad, is you are gonna get less of the buy box than an Amazon FBA seller, mainly because your products are being shipped from your property or your location to the customer. So it can be from, you know, Arizona to New Jersey. So it's up to you, and they rather keep up their reputation of 2-day shipping than, you know, give it to you because of that one main reason. This can also be ideal if you are a private label or you have your own brand. If this is your own product, you're gonna get the buy box 100%, right? It only matters if you are, you know, reselling a product, which is what the con is. Your inventory will like turn over slower for that main reason. Another con is you are going to be dealing with customer service, and this is something that can be very tricky whether you love it or not. You're gonna have to deal with grumpy, upset customers, and having that interaction with them can take a lot of your time. And if you're someone who does not have a huge team like Amazon, you're gonna most likely suffer in this area, especially if there's something wrong with your product and they want to return. That's where the struggle is. Now, the best way to end this video is by showing you two different examples: a small item versus a big item, like this kayak right here. It's so huge. But I want to go ahead and show you these two examples and which one would benefit each seller to make profit, right? That's the whole goal of being an Amazon seller, is to be able to find inventory that actually makes you a solid profit. Now, I did grab these two examples from Jungle Scout. I love and use their program. So if you want to go ahead and check them out, I will leave the link down below. And with all of that being said, I want to go ahead and show you and break down the numbers. So right here, we're going to first do FBM, right? So right here, it says, assuming that your price is $7.99, this is how much you're going to be selling it on Amazon, right? This is your listing price. So right here, as an FBM, your fulfillment to do this product is $6.20. This includes shipping, prepping, all that good stuff. And then from there, the fee that you have to pay Amazon is $1.20, and what you pay for this product is $1.50, right? So right here, we're gonna break it down. You're listing it at $7.99 as an FBM seller. To ship it, to prep it, it's gonna cost you $6.20. This is the fee you're gonna pay Amazon, and right here is how much it cost you. So in total, from all these fees, right, it's gonna cost you $8.90. So if you're listing it at $7.99 and it's going to cost you $8.90, you are in a negative as an FBM seller, which is why most FBM sellers do not sell small products unless, you know, either this is very low or this is very low, right? So then we're going to go ahead and see the FBA, right? So of course, the FBA will be a smaller fee, and I'm going to go ahead and tell you that the reason why this is lower than this one is because Amazon is actually partnered up with UPS, so we get a lower rate than you actually shipping it directly to the customer. So that's just something that we all kind of understand. So it's the same thing, right? You're going to list it for $7.99. It's going to cost you to prep and ship it for $3.64 to the Amazon warehouse, right? So then, same thing here. You are still going to pay the Amazon fee, and it costs you $1.50. So right here, you can see a huge difference between these two, right? you're gonna make a solid profit of $1.65. Now, what I personally sell this, it can vary depending on what Keepa can show me. If these are selling, drastically per month, of course, I'm gonna want to make this 20% profit. But if I'm only gonna be selling maybe 10 per month, I won't use my money in this, because this $1.50, I can use it for something else that can actually make me a higher profit. But as a beginner, 20% profit is actually really good. So now we're gonna go ahead and show you the kayak. Now, anyone who sells on Amazon, we already know that bigger items are more ideal for FBM because the shipping sucks, okay? Because you have to ship this to Amazon, and then Amazon has to ship this to the customer. So, and then you have to pay for storage. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you right here with an example, okay? So right here, as an FBM, you are selling this kayak, right? Assuming that you're gonna be selling this for $75, both sides, right? This is only gonna cost you $28 to fulfill yourself, meaning that you are going to package it, ship it to the customer, right? Anything that you have to do right here is what $28 is going to cost you. Then of course the fees to pay Amazon is $11.25. After that, the $15 is how much it costs you to buy this kayak. So your total fees are $54.75. So if we take 75 minus 54.75, you're gonna get a profit of $20.75. Right here, your ideal profit is gonna be 27%, right? That's really good, especially for something that is this big. Now we're gonna go ahead and see the FBA. If you sell this as FBA, right, you're still gonna be listing it at $75. Your Amazon fees is going to be $44.62 because you are going to be sending this to Amazon, right? So the shipping for you to actually send this to Amazon and the storage, it's just bad. It's really bad. Okay, so you still have to pay Amazon the flat fee of $11.25, and then of course it's going to cost you $15 to purchase this kayak. So in reality, your expenses are $70.87 minus the 75. Right here, you only make $4.13 of profit. This is only a 5% profit margin. Horrible, 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 horrible. This is not going to be paying your bills at all. It's so bad. And you can see right here in this picture, I'm gonna go ahead and zoom in if I can. It's bad. It's bad to do FBA with big products, mainly because of the shipping cost and mainly because of the storage fees and all that good jazz, right? So hopefully I was able to kind of put a good lighting on what is ideal when it comes to FBA and FBM, because to be honest, it just depends whether you are willing to, do this $20 of profit and you're willing to actually go ahead and ship it if you want to do FBM. Now, I personally love these ones because even though I'm only going to be earning $1.65, look at the profit margin, right? So similar, right? Even though I'm going to be making a smaller profit, if these are selling maybe 1,000 per month, 100 per month, that's still a solid profit, right? $1 times $100, right? By simply just sending it to the Amazon warehouse, and you can go ahead and find so many different products like this and just passively earn income by, sourcing good products, and you're still going to be making a solid profit margin, right? That's what's important. Now that we saw both sides, I want to go ahead and end it that it really does come down to your long-term business goal. Do you want to build a brand and have this brand expanded on Amazon, or do you want to do this long term where you grow your business to a 7-figure where you're very hands off, you have more time to just look for products, send into the warehouse, not have to deal with customer, not have to deal with any fulfillment? Whichever one feels more appealing to you is where the path will lead you to, right? Because personally, I don't have a brand, I don't do any private label, so to me, I am reselling products that are already selling. I'd rather pay those fees and have my time back. That is my goal, right? As someone who wants to become financially free, I'd rather just focus on finding profitable products, sending it to the warehouse, and then not have to deal with anything else, just making sure that everything is clean and me and Amazon have a good relationship. Now, don't don't get me wrong, like I said in the beginning, 34% of Amazon sellers actually do both. So don't close off FBM or FBA just because right now it doesn't look like it's appealing to you. Maybe in the future you are doing FBA but you want to sell big furnitures that make you, you know, hundreds of dollars of profits. You can go ahead and do that as well. There is no closed off door. You can always apply and, you know, sell it as an FBM whenever you want. Just know that the thing you want to keep in mind is you want to follow Amazon's rules. Amazon is a customer-centric company. If you make Amazon's customers happy, Amazon will continuously give you the buy box. Amazon will continuously let you list your products on their website. So in reality, it's really simple. The hard part is choosing which direction you want to go to depending on the product, and making sure your products are selling and they're profitable. Now, please let me know down in the comments which one you are currently doing or you want to try. Let me know any questions you have. I'm going to try my best to answer all of them. If not, you can go ahead and follow me on Instagram at Jazmin Bautista, at TikTok, Meet Jazz. And I'll be extremely grateful if you subscribe and hit the like button if I brought you any value. Please share, comment, but most importantly, always remember, be someone that makes you happy.